Years ago, I came out here to Audiology Hearing Aid Associates and had a conversation with the audiologists here about hearing loss and that those folks who had it were more likely to have dementia. Well, I asked, if you fix the hearing loss, does that then help you with your cognitive function? And at the time, you didn't have a for sure answer. Has that changed?
Yeah, I think it has. Just a little background. Several years ago, Frank Lynn at Johns Hopkins found that individuals that have significant hearing loss as they age have as much as 3, 4, even 5 times the probability of developing dementia based on the degree of hearing loss. They weren't sure exactly why that happened. One was isolation from other people. One was cognitive overload, or the ability for the brain to maybe take energy from one area and put it into another area when one area was a deficit, and I don't know how we would really prove that. And then there was another one, and that was brain atrophy, which is very interesting. A study at Ruhr University in Germany on mice found that as you limit the amount of auditory input, they actually could measure atrophy of the brain, so who knows. But since then, several studies have come out in the Journal of Gerontology, the Journal of Epidemiology, and the Journal of the Geriatric Society, I think. And they found some interesting issues. One is people who wear hearing aids that have hearing loss have a later onset of things like general dementia, Alzheimer's, anxiety, depression, and issues like this. They've also found that people who have significant hearing loss but are aided with hearing aids may have less of a memory decline, which of course should interest all of us. So there is some memory issue related to that. A study in France actually found that there's about a 43% greater incidence of depression in people that have hearing loss. And all of that may go back to the fact that you're isolated. Who knows? So clearly, people that were wearing hearing aids had less depression, they were having less memory issues, they were having a later onset of anxiety, depression, dementia, Alzheimer's. So these hard findings, well, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure as time goes on we'll find out more. But the tentative information is if you do something about your hearing, you probably will have much better cognitive function. And as we've said in other sessions, there are lots of things you can do about your hearing. If it's medically fixable, go to an otolaryngologist. Sometimes surgery will help. Hearing aids are probably the most widely used method of improving hearing. And of course, cochlear implants for the people that are severely hearing impaired. So don't let your quality of life be compromised as you get older for something that you thought wasn't a very big deal. Hearing loss is a very big deal.
To learn more about hearing loss, you can call Audiology Hearing Aid Associates in Lynchburg, 434-528-4245, and the Danville area, 434-799-6288. Also online at digitalhearingforyou.com.